Hi guys, getting my coffee. Hi guys, how is everybody? Hope everybody's doing well, and I am not seeing the video camera here. Okay, let me try to troubleshoot what's going on here. A video capturing device, and it's not working. Why? It should be working. Just give me a second. Technical issues. After all, we are still in Mercury retrograde. This is to be expected. So let's try it again. Oh, come on, come on. Okay, let's try to add a new one here. Let's add it again. Video capture device. Okay, there we go. You see, things can actually work out. So this is a little bit small. This better. Here we go. How's everybody? Good morning, everybody. Did you guys get a good sleep? Hi, Brooke. Hi, Carl. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Oksana, Sally, Kimberly. Oh my gosh, look at you guys. You're all kind of like ready to kind of like start. So where is Dean? Is Dean here already? Hi, Tori. Glad that you enjoyed your reading. Hey, New Brunswick, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Temperance Rising was supposed to be a moderator today who was supposed to give basically a free reading, but she contacted me that, you know, she has health issues in her family and she can't. So I hope everybody can send her like, I mean, warm wishes and light. So I kind of like want to see who else is going to be here. Hi, Lati. Lati was there. Brooke, are you here this entire time? Are you going to be here for this entire session, that I can put you in charge to kind of like draw a winner? If so, there are some rules. Rules are you cannot give to any other moderator because I'm giving to the moderators. Hey, Fair Island. Hi, Lars. Nice to see you. Okay, I know I'm delayed, so I'm still waiting to hear from Brooke Williams. Yes. Okay, so Brooke is the moderator in charge today. Brooke can at any point call somebody and hi, Doug, and she's going to award a 15-minute reading. So I don't really think, guys, that chumming up with anybody would help. It is kind of a completely random, but all it is. And hi, my turquoise. My turquoise, are you here the next Saturday? If you are here the next Saturday, I will put you as a moderator in charge to give a win if you're here. So just let me know. I have to wait because you're kind of like, I think, a minute delayed behind me. So thank you, Lati. Thank you. Appreciate so much. And again, guys, thank you all for kind of like joining this. I really kind of like enjoy this morning coffee with you. Where is your coffee? Okay, so next time my turquoise is going to be in charge. Today Brooke is the moderator for awarding the stuff. So can we do aqua first? No, we are always doing the element that is basically ruling the sky, and that will be Earth right now. Like, we are starting with Earth. So what is this called? I think Witches Tarot, and this one is called Dreaming Way Tarot. So one is going to be for clarifying. Oh, so sweet from you, my turquoise. And so let's start with Earth. with Earth. Awesome, my turquoise. Just send me an email if anything happens, like what happens to Temperance rising today. So as I said, hey, Renata, nice to meet you. Nobody done. Okay, so Earth, and I'm trying to not to shake my coffee with my shuffling here, so maybe I should move coffee somewhere else, because that would not be first time water or coffee spilling all over the cards and creating damage. Each deck is like 30 bucks, so just imagine. So Earth, what is Earth saying? We have King of Cups reversed for this week. Earth, yeah, not like 25. And the High Priestess. What the heck? What are the chances? And the Shadow side. Okie dokie, Earth, what's going on? King of Cups, and I'm actually getting props. I did spend 40 bucks to get a prop, so you better like it. You better like it. And King of Cups is really that person upright who kind of like is a listener. You know, he's sort of like a mixture. Well, in my opinion, and again, you can guys take that with a grain of salt. I'm an air sign. In my opinion, this kind of like is a little bit of a sissy. Kind of like it will be my friend zone for this kind of like person, but definitely good, very good friend zone. Somebody who listens, somebody who cares, you know. And I'm sorry, Lati. Somebody who really kind of like understands you emotionally. You can really connect, like that soft place to fall. So that kind of like person is not going to be sort of like very visible. That person is not going to go out there, and that person is not going to kind of, you know, kind of like chase you. No, this person is going to just like show you, I'm reliable, I'm here, I'm there for you, I will understand you. So it's kind of like totally cool, and it goes to show like why I have like, you know, luck in my love life. Now, when this King of Cups shows up, there is like somebody who is manipulating, because they know you want to hear this. They're kind of like reading the person. And I said, you know, like when a woman is crying and then you see them being consoled, that guy is not consoling her because he cares. He's consoling her because he figures that's her moment of weakness. So kind of like be really, really careful of this person, right? Now, it's just like telling me that maybe you're not going to be able to see through this person. The High Priestess is like that kind of like intuitive, psychic energy. You know, like, I mean, when you, like they call it blink, like that you kind of like can kind of like size up a person and figure that woman or a man. So you're kind of like not able to do that, or this person is going to be so sexy to you that you're just not going to care. You're just going to go, okay, never mind, let's find a room, let's get a room, kind of a thing. So it's going to be really interesting week for your Earth sign. Like, I just want to warn you, the shadow side is a very kind of like, it's kind of like a love. This is the devil version in this particular deck. It's like really telling that you need to let the light in. So that usually happens when you guys don't want to kind of like see something. You're kind of like refusing to see something, right? The shadow side also means that you might kind of like be initiated in, especially with the High Priestess, initiated into something that you really don't want to. So be careful also of somebody slipping something in your drink. Do not leave your drink unattended anywhere you go, because that's one of those combinations that kind of like would worry me. Or don't think for the sake of, you know, getting along to try something you haven't, let's say alcohol, drugs, or something like that, because this is combination that kind of like you have to be very, very careful over here. So be careful. So let's start with Virgo. Happy birthday to you. And guess what? It's like 1, 11, 10 that I'm seeing, and we are like right now in a year number 11. September is month number 11, and now it's 11/11. So this is extremely important moment right now. Like there is like some spiritual shift happening right this moment for us over here in Eastern Standard Time. So for those of you guys who are on the, oh my gosh, everything is falling here. What's going on here? Anything else flicked? Virgo. Oh my gosh, this doesn't really look good, Virgo. Virgo, it looks to me that you may have been already going through all the circumstances. You have 10 of Swords, you have Queen of Swords, and you have 9 of Pentacles reversed. Check this out. Is this a good side to you? No, I don't think so. It's kind of like telling me that you already got a wrath of this person. You already got some issues kind of like handled. She is still alive in this deck. So she is still having the energy to kind of like take those swords out of her back, right? So yeah, that's kind of like a really nice deck. It's kind of like very much, I think, designed by a fashion kind of like illustrator, but it's not necessarily greatest for tarot, but it's still really lovely. Look at this. She is alive, so you survived something. This is not to say this is not hurting. You're kind of like pulling everything out. I'm kind of like wondering here if this is kind of like codependency, that you kind of like, you were moth to flame, like this person was like so enchanting, because you're like having difficulty letting go. You're getting Queen of Swords, understanding, look, this cannot go any further. Well, no kidding, like getting through this recovery. And Nine of Pentacles reversed is always telling me about this, always to me is you, and Eight of Pentacles, I always see that as Virgo. Like, this is really telling me that you just have a hard time being alone. Like, you know what is the right thing to do. That's what the Queen of Swords does, right? You're fully understanding this entire situation got out of hand, but at the same time you're really having difficulty kind of like cutting it off. That kind of like indicates to me that codependency, where, you know, like you really feel that almost like your heart is severed, your arm is severed if this person is not around, almost like a pain that you cannot breathe. But guys, this also means the worst is over. You have gone through something that has been heavy, and the worst is over. So now you have to really work to kind of like get that ground back and that enjoyment of these earthy things. And that's not fun getting this around your birthday. And maybe this is why you have this like new kind of like resolution. No, I'm going to move in the next year. We all have that in our birthday month, right? And I'm not going to tolerate this. And kind of like, it's kind of like really important over here what I see, Virgo. So who would be next? Let's go with Capricorn. 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 Did Dean show up? He's not here today. So Capricorn, 10 of Wands. Capricorn. 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 Okay, Capricorn, this is interesting because you also have 10, just like Virgo had 10. And now like you have this 10 of Wands. There kind of like was a situation or a person in your life who maybe had some secrets, or who maybe was making you kind of like, you know, bend backwards for them, or you were trying to bend backwards. There was kind of like, definitely see this King of Cups kind of like issue, somebody kind of like probably being very harmful, and you kind of like are kind of like realizing that, you know, that cannot continue. Also in a similar way like Virgo, but in a more kind of like proactive way. There is like this essence of inner maturity with the Emperor over here, and the Emperor is also a card of complete stabilization. So this person is almost like, you're like almost like a kryptonite on this person. They're going to kind of like be neutralized. They're not able. Steffi, are you visiting? Huh? No, she's just having chase around the place. So that's kind of like, it's also interesting that somebody will probably try to chase you down, because you have to read everything that is going on. But it's going to be like, okay, I'm just like testing. Did you kind of like really heal? Because like this is kind of calling for healing. Earth, this is kind of like healing month. In Capricorn, you are getting it. You are really getting it. And you're like simply kind of like realizing what is good for you, what is not good for you. So let's check Taurus. And Sophie keeps coming, jumping above me, below me, just to know what's going on. Who will we tease without Dean here? I don't know, like, where the heck is Dean? I really hope all is well with him. I really, really do. And hi to Hermit Tarot. Taurus. Thank you. Thank you. Taurus. 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 Okay. Taurus. Three of Pentacles and Five of Pentacles. Interestingly, it's kind of like flicked, which kind of like good. And you got two more cards here. Okay, Taurus. You have Three of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles reversed, Eight of Cups, and the Sun. Very, very good. Three of Pentacles, and like there was like turbulence in your life. It looks to me. Looks like you tried everything that you can to kind of like build this kind of like possibility moving forward. But look, all these pentacles were just like falling out, and this kind of like whole, you know, meeting of the minds was not there. And Five of Pentacles means like you just had enough. You just had enough. You kind of like, you don't care anymore. Maybe it was a financial concern for you, and you kind of like at that stage, at this stage, you're saying, you know what, I just can't. I have to figure out something else must be there better for me. And you're getting to the Sun. This is that antidote to this shadow side. The shadow side, look, the light is coming in, everybody's like freaking out. And guess how much light is when the sun show up. So you guys are literally kind of like not licking your wounds like the other two basically earth signs. You are guys totally kind of like cleaning it. There is like that disinfecting kind of quality over here. The Sun is like about marriages and births and celebrations, and you're celebrating you. You're celebrating like finding like a new kind of like possibility in new ways. Very, very good. So you guys are really overcoming this like in the kind of like a most significant way. So which element is next? Let's start voting here. Let's vote while I kind of like put this back in. Okay, but finally Marina feeling good about life again, even though there's still lots of things on my plate. Capricorn sometimes use work. Absolutely, Capricorn kind of like can completely get absorbed. Actually, and I don't know who got it, but I really think this is also for Earth. You got Queen of Wands and Page of Cups. I really think this is for Taurus, because a whole bunch of things flicked. Taurus, not only that you are healing, but you're actually willing and able to rejoin the kind of like dating scene and rejoin kind of like feeling great about yourself. So let me see, what do I have? Letty, air has more words. Okay, air, of course. Air. Oh, angels. Oh my gosh, Brooke, thank you. Look at me, look at me. So Virgo, let me see. Virgo. Yes, Shelley, that means happy marriage for Taurus. Virgo, respect. Giving those readings like this, and Queen of Swords is always commanding respect. I think you're going to put your foot down and slam the fist on the table and saying, you know what, I want you to either respect me or get out of here. It's going to be sort of like one of those, you know, very, very clear kind of like communication kind of things. So that would be Virgo. Let's see Capricorn. Capricorn was kind of like stabilizing. Capricorn, intention. And I think that's why it is, like, because you had this like 10 of Wands, and yeah, if you want to be everything to everybody, everything to all people, you will keep dropping these balls. There is like no such thing. And trust me, some people will love my reading here, some people will hate it. You cannot please everybody, but there is one person you need to please. And of course, we are not going to go about extreme and going to the narcissism and egotism, but this intention right now here is for you, where you're going. And somebody mentioned here, like, yeah, Capricorns get lost in work. but don't make these goals just in your work life to kind of like soothe the pain. Like, just make sure that this is kind of like all across. And the last one, I think this is the last one, was Taurus. Look, expectancy, resilience, and harmony. Just like your cards, you just can't like miss it. Expectancy, it could also mean pregnancy, guys, because that Sun card also can talk about children and getting pregnant, just like as well as the Empress. Resilience is like, yes, you guys, strong bull, like, I mean, you're kind of going to be really proud that you kind of like got untouched, and there you go, you're going into your harmony. Very, very kind of like nice, very kind of like lovely. All right, so sorry guys about that. Hopefully, you know, people who watch this later are going to figure it out, but then again, why are they not on live? And hopefully everybody's going to have a happy Labor weekend. I certainly will. This is kind of like my last, I had kind of like semi vacation in August, and kind of like I was working at half kind of like messed, but it's I'm back after the Labor Day weekend. Oh really, Brooke? Oh my gosh, I was always scared to be a mother. It's kind of like really weird. Yeah, the pregnancy kind of like really kind of looked over there. So let me have a sip of coffee. Air, 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 air. So you can ask your best friend Marina, what wedding present would you like? And then when she gets engaged, then you're going to just laugh, and because she's going to say, how did you know? Okay, 4 of Pentacles and 9 of Pentacles. This is kind of like weird. Wasn't this like in the main reading? It was like also kind of like Pentacle, or that was for Aries, I think. Okay, Earth. No, Lati, you didn't miss Safi. She's like all over the place. Matrix is here actually right now, like drinking from his glass bowl, and I kind of like shove the water toward me. Interesting. We have 2 9s and we have a 4. Earth, pardon me, Earth, air. So I guess some air over here are dealing with Earth kind of like signs. This is kind of interesting. First, like, I mean, this to me is like really talking about Virgo. So we are going through this Virgo transition right now. So there is like need for air to kind of like really figure out. I think the air is like still kind of like having debate between how to go from maybe some issues or debates. There are many things ongoing in kind of like Earth's life. Maybe like, I mean, Earth. Why am I saying this? Sorry. Air. I didn't get enough sleep last night. I again had Diet Coke, and that kept me up until 6 o'clock in the morning. So I just like had 1.5 hours of sleep. So sorry guys about that. This is air. It is air. 4 of Pentacles. Look at him. He is sitting in front of this beautiful building over here, holding his pentacle so close to his chest. So, but it kind of like really looks that that's exactly what's going to happen, that Earth will be holding their cards close to their chest, because it looks like there'll be people who'll be provoking. There will be probably still some kind of like thoughts popping up that can make Earth very nervous. But like, this is also to understand that Earth really needs to go. Air, oh my gosh, air. Okay, I just want to pick one more because I'm so confused for some reason. Why is one? There I go. The one that I got is Hermit. So there's like something about 9s over here up for air reading. These 9s, and the Hermit people always talk about Virgo, which I did see here, but Hermit is also Aquarius, and there is like this energy actually right now, kind of like leave me alone. I'm looking for myself, and it's kind of like a jealousy about this like entire thing, but jealousy from allowing other people to enter that kind of like place. So I can see this entire energy feeling a very guarded. I do not like 9 of Swords, and 9 of Swords is really telling me there are still lots of things that need to be resolved, but 9 of Swords doesn't have that ability to resolve them. So I would advise, guys, kind of like making your lists and try to kind of like, air sign deals with things in a kind of like very intellectual way. So it's kind of like really, really important to kind of like think through issues and think through everything that needs to be done, listed, and it's going to create less anxiety. But this card also talks about pinning for the loved one, because we see here the bats and we see here the moon. So I really think around the waning phase of the moon there might be issues, but we are not in, or are we in this phase? We are in this phase. So we might be like affected by the moon, so be very careful about making big decisions. That's all I can say, because it is good to kind of go in and meditate all these lines. We are kind of like finishing something. Maybe we are finishing feeling isolated. Maybe we are finishing feeling that we don't want to allow other people in. So that actually can be interpreted that way. So let's start with, really, I was telling that the Hermit card is your favorite card in my whole deck. Well, Hermit card was like my way of life for the last almost like year and a half. So interestingly enough. The new moon is of September 9th. So yes, we are going through the waning phase right now. So that's why this kind of like showed up. So let's check. Let's go with Aquarius first. Aquarius. And we got the Tower reversed. Not fun card to get at all. When Tower reverses, like, it means you cannot fix it because something is going on that has to be fixed, but like we are doing this wrong. There's like something about it is wrong, and this is like not necessarily that comes as a shock, because it's just like, you know, when you have a set of beliefs like, oh, the earth is flat, and you really believe in that and you are not changing anything else, and this kind of like is really talking about needing to do that. So that kind of like would explain kind of like spinning in kind of like in circles like that. My wash machine brain is called this kind of like card. And then we have the Page of Cups. Voila, the Hermit again. So Lati, you be jealous. It's going to be turbulent for Aquarians, but turbulent in a sense that, just as I said, it looks like that some people will start letting other people in, and it looks like here, and that's maybe what's going to happen, that somebody's going to, maybe Aquarians, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, are just getting so jealous of being on their own that right now, like, I mean, this is like saying you really need to change that. This is maybe not the way to go. You need to allow other people. Page of Cups is like that love offer or message, but instead of like going forward with this, like, I mean, we will just go into the stage, oh, I only need to think about it. I don't know about that. Who kind of like, who knows, right? So that kind of like would be really, really interesting. So another sip of a coffee. Who do I do next from air? Let's do Geminis. And my cats arranged all my plates, all my little kind of like rags all over the place from the chase. Gemini. The Hangman. Gemini. So it's just kind of like similar energy. Wow, you have like two major Geminis. And so did Aquarians. So look at that energy, that so much stronger than Earth. And Earth maybe did have sucky reading, but here, like, there are going to be these shifts, and it would make sense because usually, like, the air is like the highest energy, the fastest moving element. So the Hangman is saying that you guys will be really doing that hermit mode in a different way. You're not going to so much go inside and think about what you need for you, but what you're going to go more like realizing, okay, how do I affect other people? Did I kind of like tangle myself up? And kind of like that's going to kind of like result in this inner maturity. The Emperor is stabilization. It's kind of like being in control, kind of like moving out of like all this kind of like possibilities, are finally kind of getting clarity. Emperor is like sort of like not extremely emotional decision, but it's sort of like, hey, I need to do this, and you start moving. You know what they say, the trip of 2,000 miles is starting with the first step. So that's kind of like a thing that is going to happen, and there's like a really good sense of going and stabilizing. So let's see who is the next. Would be Libra. Libra, you have the Chariot. Libra. And there is a major arcana, and of course 2 of Wands. So I'm not shocked that Libra has some indecision over here. The Chariot is good. Chariot means you guys are going to be the least impacted from all air signs, because Chariot means I have made my decision, and I know certain things are kind of like problematic, not only about me but about the other people, and I'm actually moving forward. I'm kind of like able to reconcile certain things, right? Because in both of these cards we have these motives of, here's the black and white, so sometimes you need to take black and white attitude in thinking. But here, look, he has his back turned to us when in what they call it, the lunatic kind of wrapper over here. So of course we air signs are a little bit crazy, but as Steve Jobs said, like a bit crazy, be dreamers. And there it is, you know, holding this globe. Where am I going? What kind of life I want for me? It's kind of like really pragmatic approach, and I really think this is kind of like new emotional start for Libra. It's like a new, because Chariot is really connected to Cancer, and Cancers kind of like bring this like stuff from the past, resurface it for filtering, and then like you're moving forward. And it looks like you're like realizing that you're moving forward and kind of like setting your basically eyes on new goals and on new kind of like things that you really want in your life. Alrighty, so who is next? Which element is next, guys? Which element is next? Okay, so this one is back in. This one is back in. Brooke, are you in Spain right now? You did say that you're moving there, right? Ah, fire. I'm getting fire. I am getting, oh shoot, Brooke. Oh my gosh. Gosh. So it's going to be interesting, guys. If you stamp it, just say angel cards for the signs later. Oh my gosh, you see how tired I am? It's just like my brain doesn't function. So let's start with Aquarius first. Aquarius. Simplicity. I guess, given that Tower reversed and given that 9 of Swords, simplicity means, look, if you know that there is something wrong and you don't know what is wrong, just like don't make any complex decisions moving forward. Just kind of like make it kind of basic, and until some kind of like a crack shows up what needs to be healed, it's kind of like going to be closed in. So that was Aqua, and then it was Gemini. Openness. Well, I don't have to say anything to Gemini. I kind of like really like this look. Hello, you did show up. You did show up. Say hi. Say hi. Do you love Geminis? Huh? Do you? Do you? Really? How much? How much? How much? Gemini, open your arms like this and just say, I'm open and receptive to all good. And your God selfie to show you her behind. And maybe that's exactly what you need to do. In order to kind of like move forward, just simply you're going to say, look, just watch my behind. And I'm open to something completely new. And kind of like there's going to be this resolution in order. So it looks to me you are the ones in that 4 of Pentacles card who are kind of holding this really close to your chest. So you actually need to learn to be a little bit more vulnerable. Maybe open yourself to friends or something. You need to talk about the issue that you have. It's kind of really important. It's a bonding experience, and letting new people in, it's really, really important. Yeah, so she's showing her furry butt all the time. And Libra, look at me. Libra, Libra. Truth. Well, Libra is always searching for the truth. That's why they're like represented with the scale of justice, right? Like here we have sort of like, look, understanding and talking, and I think this is like what it is. Maybe you have realized what is your truth, and in that truth you're realizing, hey, I really have to get out of here. This whole situation is not working well. You are no longer allowing certain things to upset you, and it doesn't upset us when we face the truth. You know, they say truth can hurt, but nonetheless it also helps you to kind of like move forward. So this is kind of like really, really good. So I'm actually really trying to think. For me, I have simplicity and truth, combination of my two elements. So I guess it's going to be interesting. Simple truth. So yes, Libra's motto, truth. It's probably better than justice, because truth is stronger than justice. I think it's only one truth, and it's kind of like under the layers of what people want to present for it. Yes, truth can set you free. It's very, very strong. So let's go. Who is next? Did anybody talk? Thanks, Brooke, so much. You can tell that I'm like with my 10th of my brain working on it. So all right, let me decide who will go next. Let's go with water. Water, 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 water. Too late, Casey, sorry. I already, what did I say? Fire? I said water. Water. Okay, you guys are changing my mind. Everybody's asking for fire. So okay, it's going to be fire. Let's kind of like do fire. Everybody's asking for fire. So who am I to write this? No, laddie, I'm going back to what my question has been answered. I have to understand that I'm behind in I say something, then I have to wait, and look, it's 11:38. It's another 11:11. Wow. Okay. Fire, fire, fire. Sorry, fire, fire. Queen of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. This is also a message for all of us because we are in 11:11 state right now. Wow. This is lovely. Fire. Fire. This is like one of my favorite queens, I have to say. And I actually personally identify with Queen of Pentacles. There's like somebody who is kind of like really kind to her environment. She's kind of like very earthy, and I really love how she's represented in this particular deck, right? There is like this essence of joy, and she wants to beautify her place, but not maybe necessarily spend $1 million for it. It's not like person who's going to walk into the most expensive shop and buy it, but she will still kind of like really enjoy the fact that, you know, like, hey, look at this, like, look at what I created. There is like that earthy ability to be resourceful and to kind of like be creative to kind of get there. There is like this new motion. You have showed up again for fire. What, are you a Leo now? You're a little kitty Leo? Huh? Yes, I know you are. Yes, I know you are. Yes, I know you are. That is definitely Edgar Allan Poe. That is like definitely can talk about something that's going to be very satisfying. Let me just check this Ace of Pentacles. Actually, I used to check these aces kind of like, but now I started to fizzle away with this. Just want to see what's hiding behind that ace. Why is this Ace of Pentacles here? Yes, it could be really a job. It could be something that is legal. You're getting priest card, and this is like a priest, lawyer, something like that is like big and formal. And if there is a job, it's going to be probably in a big corporation or something that is also very rigid in terms of rules. So Ace of Pentacles is like that long-term possibility that is going to be really resulting really well. And Nine of Cups is like you guys will be really actually happy about the choices. almost like initiation into something else. So Queen of Pentacles looks like fire. You have been working on something. You have been working on kind of like probably bettering yourself and bettering your environment. Queen of Pentacles is amazing friend, an amazing co-worker, and there is like this sort of like you're setting your sails for something new, and you want to go, you will probably really go really quick, because there's a 1, there's a 9. It's going to be huge ascent for you in whatever is happening. This is like really important. It could be a promotion as well, but it also, for love relationships, this is the best ace to get, because first of all, something might start as a friendship. It's going to grow into something really, really, really lovely. And don't forget, guys, don't forget yourself. Don't forget yourself this week. 9 of Cups really talks about you need to kind of like pay attention to yourself, and to kind of, you know, not to forget to stop and kind of like acknowledge your own things. So who is first? Who is first? Who did I think of? Well, let's go with Leo. Leo, you're getting the Magician, and it's like another one. So Magician is already having all the tools. You guys are sort of like already revving up for possibly, like, a Magician has all the elements, so whatever you're wishing, things might actually really roll for you, Leo. Leo, 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 and 6 of Cups. You're like still, you're like pulling something from the past. 6 of Cups is like that card from, you know, like, I mean, love and past loves and nostalgia and memories. This kind of like combining is very interesting. You guys are sort of like moving in a new direction, and you're like marrying that thoughts with something from the past, or maybe you have started something in the past that is right now coming back to the surface. That is definitely a possibility. But 6 of Cups, I would also say, guys, be open to new possibilities, like to new love, to new people coming in here. Like, this is really telling me it could be also family gathering, or if you meet somebody, and this kind of like goes in this love direction more or less. If you meet somebody, it's going to be very gentle and kind of like very kind of like a teenager kind of like love flavor. So it's kind of like really, really interesting. So Brooke, I remembered the cards. Are you teaching in Kolkata? That's nice. So let me see, Leo, and you got 2. Flexibility. Magician is super flexible, and grace. What a lovely combination. And I really think this is really talking about positive choices and new people coming into your life. You know, sometimes, like, and I really, this is like what usually happens. Queen of Pentacles used to be the perfect wife, the perfect woman, right? So it was the one that men would marry, or if you are like, I mean, a man, then you would have all these qualities that are needed, those soft qualities in a relationship. So it's kind of like giving you this additional quality in this. But with all the stuff that is happening with Tinder, just swipe this person back and forth, is like so easy to find a new partner. So this person is still who is like sort of, let's say, a marriage choice, but not necessarily the sexiest choice. So now I think it's shifting, because men want to sleep with Queen of Cups, but they don't want to end up with Queen of Cups. So Queen of Pentacles is basically right now able to kind of like send this energy, especially to Leo, that somebody who will probably entering a life is actually be the person who is the right one, who is not thinking along this line, and hence allow for flexibility, allow for, and you will be able to kind of like exercise your natural grace. I mean, who is more graceful than cats? Like, they can walk on a tightrope and still kind of like be amazing. Or, I mean, just wake up in the morning and you look pretty. Like, I mean, I really want to be a cat in my next life, that's for sure. So good job, Leo. So let's see who is next. Let's go with Aries, and we have 7 of Cups. Look at this, 6 to 7 of Cups. Aries. Oh my gosh, check this one out. You guys are trying to commit. You guys are going from all these choices. Like some Aries here were playing the field. I just finished Aries a few days ago, or the day ago, and I already told somebody off this morning. Like he said, you repeated a sentence 80 times, you're so stupid, or something. So I call him asshole, and that kind of like rarely happens to me, but I think he really deserved this, because it takes an enormous amount of energy for me to do these monthlies, and that somebody just wants to disintegrate who I am, you know, it's not going to work. But look at this, Aries. And not all Aries are like that. I'm really clear on that. But like somebody really felt, hey, I have other options. I have all these tarot readers. No, you don't, because not many good ones are there. And from those few ones that are good, like how many people really have this healing energy and kind of like trying to foster your growth. So that's something that's going to happen here with Aries. Like there were like lots of options that you kind of like are narrowing down and kind of like deciding this new direction, and there is like this new beginning. And I really kind of like this like floating pentacle over here. Something big is happening, something really long term, and that kind of like was Aries reading all along. Like kind of like the grounded energy is really needed. Let me see this Aries gift. You know what, guys, gift has like whole bunch of connotations. Of course we see a whole bunch of jewelry over here on the table, but gift is also emotional, right? Gift is like, what can we contribute in kind of like in other people's lives? But this also could mean something can be happening to your life. This also can mean bribery, I guess, but it can simply mean that you're going to gift somebody with something, or vice versa, right? Because this card usually suggests a situation suddenly and dramatically is improving, and this is like with some decisions that you guys are making. And this, I guess, it also, I would suggest playing a lottery, but it's also responsibility that comes with this card, right? Because be very careful that somebody is not kind of like flattering to you just to kind of like make you feel good, and hence you have kind of like really want to go into this new direction, and some new ideas are going to come your way that are going to really have long-term consequences, because something really solid is coming your way, really solid. And your angel card here, celebration. Well, you suck, Aries. You have like these amazing cards. And yes, I was just thinking, why are you not showing up for Aries? You always show up for Aries, right, Sev? What did you do? Do you want to draw the card? Go ahead, draw the card. Come on. Which one do you want? Which one do you want? Which one do you want? Draw the card. You want to? Come on. Want to point out the card? Okay, balance and responsibility, Aries. Like this is kind of like drawn by Safi, and I think that's exactly what makes sense. Thank you. You're becoming a good tarot reader. You're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. Oh, she's still drawing the cards. Guys, maybe you were out of balance. Maybe that was like a need to kind of like figure it out, to be responsible, because this clearly talks about responsibility. Oh my gosh, did she ever kind of like pick a good card? So this kind of like is really important. You guys are really now set. You are going to be reliable. You will be seen as reliable. Not that you haven't been before, but like, I mean, this is going to really go in a good direction. So, and who is the last one? Who is the last one, Safi? That's it. You don't want to draw for... You don't want to draw for Sagittarius? No. Okay, so there you go. That was cute, right? Sagittarius. 10 of Wands. Sagittarius. The Death reversed. Why? Why are you getting this negativity here when everything else is like so positive? Such as there like some kind of secrets, something that is like creating pain. When the Death reverses, it's really talking about something that is unnecessary. And just like in this card, right? Look, this is not the best way. That's how I pick up my weights, but I do it purposely because I want to exercise the back. And this is not the way to pick up the things. This is really talking about carrying too much on your shoulders, and you have to kind of like probably simplify your life to figure it out, to figure it out how to make things comfortable, not only for others but for yourself as well. This really indicates to me that there is like some transformation that needs to happen, just like here. Like you had 9 here, and here is like still something that needs to be shifted, and it's going to shift only when you release the baggage. I feel this is really talking about baggage. And I also feel this is really talking about needing to speak up. It's kind of interesting, the Death and the Priest that goes with this Ace of Pentacles over here. So if you want to move, if you want to go upstairs, if you want to move forward, you just cannot go downstairs at the same time. So it's kind of going to be really interesting to see what this really all is for you this week. So let me see. Saggies. Courage. Yes, I absolutely feel that this came here, that you need to get a courage to express some emotions. This is really possibly either releasing emotions, expressing emotions, but also possibly about approaching somebody, possibly about reaching closure. This kind of like is, and I don't know, maybe Sagittarians and Temperance rising probably is sending me her energy. Like, again, guys, let's send her like really warm thoughts. I think she's a Scorpio with Sagittarian in. There is like that suffering that she's going through her life, and obviously this is picking up on her energy. So courage is needed, stay strong, and we are here with you. So again, guys, hey, hi Bridget, how are you? And by the way, Bridget is my newest graduate. I had 2 groups of my school. She's a Saggy. 2 groups of people, and the first group finished a month ago. Also, Lati is the graduate, and congrats, Lati. And Bridget was one of 2 only who graduated from the second group. So the first group, Lati was like ringleader. She was like chasing everybody, let's do it. And Bridget was also kind of like doing a really hard work. So congrats to Bridget. She's like awesome. So both Lati and Bridget are having now both Reiki and Tarot certifications. So yay. So there is going to be a need and courage to maybe deal with something. Sagittarian sometimes have, you know, like that happy-go-lucky, which kind of like helps you to move forward, that you're not dwelling on the past. But this is saying drop the past possibly, because it looks like some past is still holding you back, and like kind of like not allowing you to kind of like move with a new life force. Because if your back is not getting enough fluid, then like you're like really not moving forward properly. So I really think you will be able to have this courage, because almost like looks like you're going to have a glance of what can be open in front of you. So it's going to be pretty awesome, I think, guys. Nothing to really worry. So, and the last is sweet water. Okay, water. So sweet water. And I always kind of like separate these cards because I don't want them to come together if, you know, I shuffle them again. Thank you, Brooke. Yes, guys, please like this. And I'm actually surprised that there are like this many people, given that this is kind of like a long weekend, both in the US and Canada. And I don't know, like in the other countries. Didn't check. So I also enjoy reading. Oh my gosh, I'm just seeing elapsed time 55:55 on my screen. It's just like, and it's 11:55. It's just like, whoa, amazing. Like how many of these healing energy we will have. So guys, after this session, like spend 5 minutes and spend kind of like thinking about positive thoughts about yourself and where you're going, because like I really feel this was like a really, really important energy over here. So let's start with water. Water. 5 of Wands. Water. The Chariot. So there is Cancer showing up. Water. Water. Okay. So what did we get? We got 5 of Wands, the Chariot, the Hangman, and 6 of Pentacles. So water, it's kind of like really interesting. You may have been through a situation that could have been kind of scary. 5 of Wands is like a really scary card in this deck. In the other decks, I would just tell you it's about boundaries, but in this deck, I would tell you it's about fighting demons. It is about instability. It is about somebody pushing values on you. It's saddling you with things, but look, they're all kind of like also fighting for dominion. Like 5 of Wands is like that my will or thy will be done kind of a thing, right? But I think this week you're just like moving forward in spite of something you don't even care about the battle. The Chariot is like really that huge level of understanding, and Chariot is like, okay, you know what, I'm not perfect, but neither are you, and who are you to tell me something? But you'll be still really kind of like dealing with understanding this, like this big picture. The Hangman is, look at here, like really thinking. There is like this self-sacrifice, and you're going to purposely destabilize yourself. There's going to be a huge search forward. You're going to be busy bee, but almost like looks to me that you might also isolate people from your life, in a sense that you kind of like are really going to maybe be in observation mode, kind of like, how am I affecting other people? What do I need to know about this situation, right? And what you need to know is really clear, that the lesson that you need to learn is give and take. That if you can be generous, but don't be generous without being well calculating about that. And sorry to say that, like, they say generosity has like no catch attached to it, but yes, it does in this particular case. It really talks about giving somebody something unreservedly is not going to really teach them a lesson. So this way, there has to be this balance. But also, if you need to receive and you haven't received, there is like something that you also need to kind of like see. And it's kind of like absorbing that lesson that is going to be very kind of like important for you, having 2 major arcanas in the kind of like major part. So let's start with Pisces. Let's start with Pisces. In Pisces, you jumped out and we have 3 reversed. You have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, you have the World reversed, and you have King of Wands reversed. So Pisces, what's up? Like, you kind of like feel the world turned back on you, because this is really saying that like you have the same energies over here. You're like, you may be being manipulated by someone, and you're feeling really, really bad about it. So that's why you probably need, like, it's almost like sounds like gaslighting. King of Wands reversed is like somebody who kind of like, that like court press wines you and dines you, it tells you that they love you, and then they just like vanish. And maybe you're dealing with this. Maybe you're dealing with somebody kind of like having that impact on you, and you kind of like feel possibly used. But there's like still kind of like this essence to me of you dealing with the past, of you dealing with somebody, something like that had to kind of like reach this conclusion, did not get there, and you really very much feel being on the receiving end of something and not able to stabilize. It's kind of like really interesting, because I really think on intellectual level, you need to move forward, but like there are like still issues that are really, really holding you back. So, okay. You know, guys, maybe you'll have to have these just chat sessions, you know, at one point. So, oh my gosh, Brooke, my ex was like 6'5". 3 of them were 6'5". I really like tall men, and I'm 5'6", but I wear heels, so I'm generally usually around 6 feet tall. So let me see here. Pisces. Yes, enthusiasm and presence. Well, enthusiasm is kind of like hard for you to get if you're going through these particular things, and maybe enthusiasm, and that's kind of like the Hangman is like completely the opposite of enthusiasm, or maybe it isn't. Well, let me explain why I'm kind of confused if it is or if it isn't. Enthusiasm to me is the quality about, what's up, Seth? You want to join us? It's the quality where you're really engaged and want to kind of like have action. But the Hangman is more or less somebody who is realizing that sometimes sacrifice gets you to the next level. So it can be seen as enthusiasm for kind of like understanding your role in the whole thing. And the presence would be just like that. You have to be very present when you're hanging like that, and kind of like understanding yourself. This is really big of you, being able to do that and being able to go through this. So enthusiasm is also Chariot, kind of like moving it forward. So it's not all going to be bad for you, Pisces, but certainly what I see is that you kind of like really need to let go of the past and maybe kind of like look into that, try to see what you would change in the situation and how to move forward. But like, I mean, it looks like there is like this motion of learning a lesson and moving forward. So the next one, Scorpio. Scorpio. We have the Hierophant reversed. Interestingly enough, like we have this earth energy for you, Scorpio. The Hierophant reverse is talking about something unconventional. This is like my marriage card. This is like doing things by the book, doing things by these organized rules. But this is all telling me there's like not much going to really happen this week according to the rules. Like, looks like you're like really giving your power away, all of your water signs, in order to you to kind of like come to some conclusions, come to some learning of these lessons of, you know, that life sometimes gives us lemons, but sometimes, you know, it does give us lemonade, and that you have to seize both opportunity. Oh, are you hearing this, guys? Well, that's the air show in Toronto. We have exhibition going on, and these are kind of like the last few days, and this last few days are always air show and Labor Day kind of like walk, and of course it's very, very loud. So the Hermit, you're getting 2 majors, guys. Something really is, again, look at that combination over here. Both of them, it's kind of like really interesting because you like, just like as I said in this card, you're learning the lessons for yourself, also checking to see how you're affecting the other people. This is like really showing extreme maturity, extreme like that. Look, you know what, it kind of like also gave me essence that there's not going to be much of the relationships either, that you're kind of like trying to see what is important for you in relationships and maybe redefining relationship on your own terms. So let's see, Scorpio, and you also got 2. Respect, exactly. There is like this newfound level of self-respect, I would say. But look at this, you got, and this airplanes, like almost like sounds to me, it will go through barriers. I don't know if you can hear this kind of like breaking, this kind of like sound. So write it for yourself. Write your message to yourself, guys. You did get that opportunity over here. So what is it that you want to learn? What is it that you want to move forward, etc.? So it's kind of like really, really interesting over here. Hermit, very positive card, a very positive Hermit, and both Hermit and the Hangman and also the Fool are representing God in tarot. And it's like learning things about ourselves and learning things about others, and also boosted with this card talking about finding the equilibrium between the needs of the others and our own needs. So okay, and now we have Cancer. And Cancer, Dean is not here. Look at that, you're getting the Hangman. That's why he's not here. Cancer means, the Hangman means like people not communicating. They're just like kind of like experiencing everything. Weird. Weird. The Hangman. Cancer. Ooh, the Tower. Ooh, what's going on here? You guys are definitely kind of like needing to go in a new direction. The Tower is, something is going to be shocking. Maybe you're going to see something that you definitely are having that energy, and this is your energy coming through, Cancers. This is like crazy. Like, look at these two major arcanas, two major arcanas, two major arcanas. Water is going to have major motion forward, but the Hangman and the Tower means you will not be engaging much with the other people. It's going to be sort of like Houdini, but doesn't mean that you won't be thinking. You will be observing, what can I do to improve my work, my life, my finances, my relationships, everything. But the Tower means that in spite of all of this, that something is going to hit you. Maybe, and there I go, talking about hitting the limit. So you will really have a breakthrough moment over here. I think this kind of like a combination is really talking about that. So let's see, Cancer. Cancer. Holy smoke. Holy smoke. What the heck is this? And I guess this is what will be going through other people. Awakening for sure. Like, I mean, how can I be different with people? And maybe kind of like even with your enemies. Like, think about that these messages don't come from just the regular kind of like stuff, which how to get there. The freedom. You need to kind of like, and the Chariot is also about freedom. The Chariot is about kind of like moving forward toward better kind of like, and forgiveness. You're like really looking, maybe it's a time to forgive somebody. It's going to hit you, or free yourself from some kind of like thing. And look at that, this angel here is naked actually. That's the first time I'm seeing a naked angel. And has this little kind of like butt here showing to us. I don't know how many awakenings. Can you guys hear this, or you're lucky not to hear this like airplanes? Purification, openness, and gratitude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's make one for each day. Purification, guys, you will be drinking lots of water. Have lots of water. It's going to help you because you're water sign to start with. You'll be going through some you're almost like opening yourself spiritually. This is huge, absolutely huge. And the ideals will be coming from all the sides. And it's really going to be the time to really understand how to reposition yourself. And yes, certain things need to be left in the past with forgiveness. You don't forgive because they deserve to be forgiven. You forgive because you need to and want to move on. So be open to new possibilities. Be grateful for what you have. There is like that absolutely spiritual awakening for you that's going to bring you. And that's why probably the freedom is like naked, give you kind of like a new start. You know, our body is like only 7 years old, because every 7 years, all the cells are completely new cells in our body. And it's going to be almost like earth-shattering week for you guys, like from both inside and outside. So don't be surprised with anything that can happen this particular month. So it's very interesting, guys. So yeah, I guess guys, you hear it. So it's good timing. Holy smoke. And look, we are like really closely approaching one elapsed time. It says on my computer 1 hour and 10 minutes. So very soon is going to be 1 hour and 11 minutes, and that's when I will just put the music and we are going to start and signing off, and I wish you a nice weekend. So this is going to be really interesting because these messages are going to be very, very, very strong, and it's going to be really needed to kind of like really learn any lesson we can learn from it. So guys, I kind of like really wish to thank everybody for being here. I love you. Until the next time, all the best. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? You showed up? You showed up. Good girl. Good girl. Pretty Sophie, you pretty girl. You pretty girl. You pretty. Thank you everybody so much for being here with us. With me and Safi, we are wishing you a beautiful Labor Day weekend and have so much fun. Safi, say goodbye to everybody, and until the next week, guys. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Brooke, are you still there? I am so tired. Brooke, have you decided who is the winner today? Where is my screen? Good thing I didn't disconnect you. How do you say thank you in Croatian? I say hvala. So who is the winner? Oh my gosh, Edgar is the winner? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? I didn't even see it. Hvala, yes. Who won 15 minutes, guys? Who won? Edgar, you need to contact me here, and you need to put your question in there. So, oh, Edgar Allan Poe. So he's not Edgar. Edgar Allan Poe is like this crow, this poet. So hopefully I get your submission. Just like say, you know what, you know, inside, like, I mean, I want this, so I know. So I really hope that Edgar, you and I are going to connect immediately, that you can send me this information. And I treat these 15-minute readings sort of like rush readings, so you get like your answers rather quick, and hopefully you're going to be able to talk to Brooke next time and thank her. So guys, again, thank you so much, Edgar. Congratulations. And until the next time, you guys have a great time. And the next time is going to be who? My turquoise, who is going to be the moderator. So thank you so much, all the best, and until the next time, you do know that I do love you.